All right, so I thought I would do a bit of a walk around of the ApolloFox for you. I know most people are interested in planes and their specs and stuff. Otherwise, why are you watching this channel? Because it's mostly airplanes. So this is an ApolloFox. As you can see on the side, it says Light Sport. It came from the States and it is factory built in Hungary. And it is a KitFox copy or clone or knockoff or whatever you want to call it. So it is a KitFox body and wing. They do come as tailwheel or tricycle gear. This one came as a tricycle gear. It is powered by a Rotax 912 ULS, so the 100 horsepower. You can see it in there a little bit. It has a 72-inch Sensenich propeller. I don't know how to say Sensenich. Is that how you say it? I don't know, but it's got that. And currently it is pitched to 5,500 RPM on takeoff, and it will just hit the red line at full power in cruise, so it's pitched perfectly. It does come with some wheel pants and some airport tires, so it's not really an off-field machine, although take the wheel pants off, put some bigger tires on, and it certainly could be. I'm not sure what the nose fork situation is under there, but I'm sure that could be easily modified if we wanted to put something bigger on it. The nose gear suspension is these puck things. You can see those there. And I'm not sure if that's just a cover and there's a spring in there. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like those are actually, that's just a series of rubber pucks. And they're pretty springy. It works pretty good. And it pivots back here. So it's actually, for a nose wheel, it's actually pretty rugged. So you don't have to worry too much about smacking her down too hard. The main gear is aluminum leaf spring, just like what a Cessna or the Zenith would have. I thought it was fiberglass, but you can see some paint flecking off there, and underneath it is aluminum. So it's not fiberglass, it's aluminum. And again, fairly rugged, does a pretty good job. That's the transponder antenna. So it does have a transponder. As you eagle-eyed viewers will note, the registration does start with an I, which means that it is registered as an ultralight in Canada, but it's registered as an advanced ultralight, so passengers are allowed. Because it's a copy of KitFox, you just have to pull a couple of pins here. You can see that pin, where is it? You can pull that pin there out and take this back turtle deck off, and the wings do fold right back just like a KitFox. You can store it in some pretty small spaces if you need to. It is your traditional Seconite and paint covering, so nice and slick. It does have a tail skid, which I have used once when I over-rotated, adjustable trim tab for the elevator, and a non-adjustable one for the rudder. And on this aileron, you will see a trim tab as well, and that just kind of cleaned up some of the side forces with the stick, is be my guess. But hands off, it flies straight and level. It does have flapper-ons, so these are very much like the Zenith. I think they're Junkers style ailerons, flapper-ons, whatever. So they move independently up and down, but then they also will both droop to turn into flaps, and then they come back up, so they're flapper-ons. And they're not very effective at increasing drag, but they're very good at increasing lift. They do have counterweights on the front, which allows it to go a little bit faster without any worry for flutter. It does have all of the required lights for flying at night legally. Unfortunately, as an ultralight, it is not allowed. So where it did come across the border as a light sport, it did used to be able to fly at night until it got registered as an advanced ultralight when it came across the border. Why is that, you ask? Because it was factory built. You can't register it as an amateur built in Canada unless the first owner built 51% of it, and the first owner didn't because it came from the factory, so the only option was ultralight. And fortunately, it's on the list, so it can be an advanced ultralight. You may have also noticed back here when we were looking at the turtle deck that it has this cutout here and a BRS. So underneath this sticker is a canister, a rocket canister, and when that red handle in the cockpit right there is pulled, that activates this rocket, which fires out of here and drags this parachute behind it, and the entire plane floats down under a canopy if anything goes wrong while you're flying. It has sort of bubble doors, so you can see down really well, and I'll show you that. So with the door shut, you can see pretty much straight down. There's the landing gear. And then you've got some really good visibility. Out the front, well, the one thing you'll notice here is I'm a little taller than the structural here, so sometimes I hit my head when I'm looking this way, but that's not that big of a deal. Fortunately, this bar does go to the side and not straight down the middle, otherwise I'd lose some headroom. But when I look sideways, I only have to slouch a little bit to see right under the wing. With a 150, when I look sideways, the wing is like here, and I have to really get down. So it's nice this way. It's got lots of headroom, plus I'm still mostly under the wing. The zenith wing is a little higher, and so I can just look left, and I'm not looking at any of the structure of the airplane there. It's got a good baggage compartment in the back. You can see lots of stuff there. You can see the lines for the parachute. They kind of come up and around here, and then they attach there and there. So if you pull the chute and you float down, your entire turtle deck is going to be gone as that parachute comes up and these straps unravel. Panel. So let's turn the master on and get the glass panel on. So it does have your traditional steam gauges here, airspeed and altimeter. And then we're going to have a transponder here. I can turn that on for you. So we've got the transponder there. And we have the radio here. The radio is also the intercom, and it's got dual mode, so I can listen to 2 frequencies at the same time. Master is here with a bunch of circuit breakers. And let's look at the panel. Fuel gauges. It doesn't have fuel gauges in the traditional sense. What it has is these windows here, and so you just check your level. So you got those on both sides. And then on here, there is a fuel totalizer. So I can go into the menu, I can go to 3, and I can put in, I know that I have about 48 liters in here right now, and it tells me I have 48 liters. And then there is a fuel flow. And so it will calculate how much fuel I've burned and then reflect that here, tell me how much fuel I have left. So oil temperature, oil pressure, fuel pressure doesn't work because the gauge isn't, or the sensor isn't built in. EGTs are here, and then CHTs, which is just water temperature there, because of course it's a liquid cooled engine. Everything on the panel is as you would expect it. Your heading, your altitude, your ground speed, your actual airspeed, and then your true airspeed is there. On this side, we have our altimeter. The ball is here in the center. There's also a ball there, but as you can see, it was mounted crooked. So even when the airplane is level, it's to the left, so that's not correct. I don't use that one, I use this one. And it also has a G meter. So that red line there telling me that I'm at 1 G right now. And then these little, when I pull up, it'll move a little bar and it'll leave it there telling me what my maximum G was for that flight. There are a lot of different windows on here, a lot of different settings. I haven't figured it all out yet, but there is navigation, so I can put in another destination and it'll draw a line and it will fly me there, which is nice. But I use Avia Maps, and I just have my phone mounted here, and I use that. It does have a USB charger here, so I can keep my phone charged, and that's all I use for navigation. It is stick controlled, and the stick is between my legs. I do prefer the center stick that the Zenith has, only because it's hard for me to get full stick deflection with my foot on the pedal still. The reason for that is this brake is right in my calf. So I kind of have to put my foot down lower on the rudder pedal in order to get the stick all the way over. So it can be done. It's just a little awkward, but I can do it still. So yeah, down here, this is the brake. So it's a single brake, activates both of them on the wheels. My flap lever is here. So that is how I activate and deactivate my flaps. And this is my trim tab here. Climb speed is about 75 knots, and I get just a little over 1,000 feet a minute. Cruise speed is 90 knots at 4,800 RPM, which is 16 liters an hour, which is 4.25 gallons an hour. So with full fuel, I have about 4 hours of flight time. So you can go some places with it. It does have cabin heat, and it has fresh air vents up on the top here. They are not terribly effective. I would like to install some of those window vents that we had on the Zenith. Those work much better for hot summer flying, but winter's coming up, so I don't really have to worry about that for now. I think that's it. I think I covered everything on it. If you have any other questions about the plane, just leave them in the comments and I will answer them as best I can. And yeah, until then, we'll see you next time.